मॉर्निंग एवरीवन, मेरा नाम है देवजीत दास। आज हम लोग शुरू करने वाले हैं कंट्रोल केबल एंड टर्मिनल्स। कंट्रोल cables and terminals. Cables are the most widely used linkage in primary flight control system. Cable types linkage is also used in engine control, emergency extension system for the landing gear and various other systems throughout the aircraft. Cables ये ज़्यादातर प्राइमरी फ्लाइट कंट्रोल सिस्टम में यूज़ होते हैं और उसको लिंकेज करने के लिए यूज़ किया जाता है, मतलब एक के साथ एक अटैच करने के लिए। इसमें किस में होता है कंट्रोल सिस्टम्स, फ्लाइट कंट्रोल सिस्टम में होता है, जैसे कि इंजन कंट्रोल, इमरजेंसी एक्सटेंशन सिस्टम फॉर द लैंडिंग गियर एंड वेरियस अदर, और कुछ अलग एयरक्राफ्ट के जो रहते हैं उस चीज़ में। केबल टाइप लिंकेज है सेवरल एडवांटेज ओवर द अदर टाइप। इसका एडवांटेज है लिंकेज करने का, इट इज़ स्ट्रॉन्ग एंड लाइट वेट, मजबूत होता है और हल्का होता है वेट में। इट इज़ फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, फ्लेक्सिबल होता है, मेक इट ईजी टू रूट थ्रू द एयरक्राफ्ट। कोई कॉम्प्लेक्स एरिया है वहाँ पे फ्लेक्सिबल होता है केबल्स, इसीलिए उसका यूज़ करते हैं। एन एयरक्राफ्ट केबल हैज़ अ हाई मैकेनिकल efficiency and can be set up without backlash, which is important for precise control. केबल लिंकेज ऑल्सो हैज़ सम डिसएडवांटेज, कुछ डिसएडवांटेज भी है। टेंशन मस्ट बी एडजस्टेड फ्रिक्वेंटली ड्यू टू स्ट्रेचिंग एंड टेम्परेचर चेंज। उसका टेंशन बढ़ता है एडजस्ट करने के लिए स्ट्रेचिंग एंड टेम्परेचर चेंज होता है, ये इसका डिसएडवांटेज है। एयरक्राफ्ट कंट्रोल केबल्स आर फैब्रिकेटेड फ्रॉम कार्बन स्टील एंड स्टेनलेस एंड कार्बन स्टील का फैब्रिकेटिंग किया जाता है। केबल का कंस्ट्रक्शन, द बेसिक कंपोनेंट ऑफ अ केबल इज़ अ वायर। जो केबल का कंस्ट्रक्शन रहता है वो सिंपल एक वायर रहता है, उसके बाद वो एक एक करके आकर अटैच करते हैं, वो केबल बनता है। डायमीटर ऑफ द वायर डिटरमाइंस द टोटल डायमीटर ऑफ द केबल्स। सेवरल वायर्स आर परफॉर्म्ड इनटू अ हेलिकल और स्पाइरिकल शेप, हेलिकल और स्पाइरिकल शेप में बना रहता है वायर्स का बेंडिंग में, एंड देन फॉर्म्ड इनटू अ स्ट्रैंड। अगर 5-6 वायर्स को एक साथ रोटेट करके एक बनाया जाए तो उसको स्ट्रैंड बोलते हैं, स्पाइरिकल हेलिकल शेप में। दिस परफॉर्म्ड स्ट्रैंड्स आर लेड अराउंड अ स्ट्रेट सेंटर स्ट्रैंड्स टू फॉर्म अ केबल। स्ट्रैंड से अगर हम लोग ज़्यादा 2 से 3 स्ट्रैंड लिए तो उसको हम लोग केबल बोलते हैं। केबल डेजिग्नेशन आर बेस्ड ऑन द number of strands and number of wires in each strand. The most common aircraft the cables are the wire 7x7, जैसे कि एक वायर लिए, एक केबल लिए, एक स्ट्रैंड लिए, उसमें 7 वायर आया, ओके। अब ये एक स्ट्रैंड 7 स्ट्रैंड रहेगा और ये 7 स्ट्रैंड मिला के एक वायर बनेगा। जैसे यहाँ पे 7x19 लिया है तो हम लोग 7 स्ट्रैंड लेंगे, 7 स्ट्रैंड में एक स्ट्रैंड में 19 वायर्स रहेगा। वायर्स इज अ सिंगल स्ट्रैंड मल्टीपल वायर्स से बनता है। द 7x7 केबल consist of 7 strands of 7 wires each, okay. 6 of this strand are laid around the center strand. This is a cable of medium flexibility and is used to trim tab, engine control and indicator। ये चीज़ तीनों चीज़ में यूज़ होता है 7x7 wires cables. 7x19 cables is made up of 7 strands of 19 wires each. 6 of this strand are laid around the center strands. The cable is extra flexible। जितना strands रहेगा, जितना wires और strands ज़्यादा रहेगा उतना जितना wires ज़्यादा रहेगा उतना flexible होता है strands। Cables is used in primary control system and other places where operation over pulleys is frequent. Aircraft control cables vary in diameter। इसका diameter रहता है कंट्रोल केबल का ranging from 1/16 to 3/8 inches। 1/16 to 3/8 inches तक रहता है। The diameter is measured and shown figure 7.68। Cables fittings, cables may be equipped with several different types of fittings such as terminal, tremble, bushings and shackles। ये cables का type है। Terminal fittings are generally of the switch type। They are available in the threaded end, fork end, eye end, single shank, ball end and double shank ball end। The threaded end, fork end and eye end are used to connect the cable to a turnbuckle bell crank, or other linkage in the system. Okay, the ball end terminals are used for attaching cables to quadrant and special connection where special is space is limited. Illustrated the various type of terminal fittings. नेक्स्ट आते हैं हम लोग turnbuckles में. A turnbuckles assembly in a mechanical screw device consists of through threads, terminal and threaded barrels. Okay. Push pull tube linkage. Push pull tubes are used in a linkage in various types of mechanical operated system. This types linkage eliminate the problem of various tension and permit the transfer of either compression or tension stress through a single tube. सिंगल ट्यूब से टेंशन स्ट्रेस को पास करते हैं. A pull-push tube assembly consists of a hollow aluminum alloy or steel tube with an adjustable end fitting and a check nut and other end. The check nut secures the end fitting after the tube assembly has been adjusted to its correct length. Pull tubes are generally made in short length to prevent vibration बेंडिंग अंडर कंप्रेशन लोड. पुश पुल ट्यूब्स बनते हैं जनरली शॉर्ट लेंथ के लिए, शॉर्ट लेंथ में बनते हैं क्योंकि उसको बचाने किस चीज़ से बचाने के लिए, वाइब्रेशन, बेंडिंग अंडर कंप्रेशन लोड, ये सब चीज़ से बचाने के लिए. ये देखिए 7x19 एक स्ट्रैंड, उसके अंदर 19 वायर्स, ये 7x7 एक स्ट्रैंड ये हो गया, उसके अंदर 7 वायर्स. Shifting method. To ensure fasteners do not separate from their nuts or holding ends, various safety methods are used in aircraft from heavy aircraft to glider to recreational aircraft. Shifting is the process of securing all aircraft bolt, nut, screw pins and other fasteners so that they do not work loose due to vibration. Okay, a familiarity with the various method and means. There are various methods of safetying aircraft parts. The most widely used method is safety wire. सबसे ज़्यादा यूज़ होने वाला safety wires, quarter pins, lock washer, snap rings and special nuts such as self-locking nut, pal nut, jam nut. Some other these nuts and washer have been previously described in this chapter. Okay. Pins. There are three types of pins: taper pin, flatted pin, quarter pins. Taper pin and threaded taper pins AN385. AN means Air Force Navy, 385 and Air Force Navy 386 are used in joint that carry shear loads and where absence of play is essentials. Next आ गया flatted head pins, commonly called a clevis pin. इसको clevis pin भी बोलते हैं. The flatted pin MS20392 is used with tie rod terminal and in secondary control, which are not subject to continuous operation. The pin is customarily installed with the head up so that if the quarter pin fails or work out, the pins remain in place. अगर वो ख़राब हो जाता है या सही रहता है, वो अपने प्लेस में ही रहता है. Quarter pins. The Air Force Navy 380 cadmium plated low carbon steel quarter pin is used for safetying bolts, screw, nuts, other pins and in various applications where such safetying is necessary. The AN381 corrosion resistant steel Petercon quarter pins is used in location where non-magnetic material is required or in location where resistance to corrosion is desired. नेक्स्ट आता है रोल पिन. रोल पिन एक्स्ट्रा हो जा रहा है, वो अलग रहा है. जैसे यहाँ दिया हुआ है रोल पिन आर फाइंडिंग इंक्रीजिंग यूजेस इन एयरक्राफ्ट कंस्ट्रक्शन. ओके. रोल पिन. द रोल पिन इज अ pressed feet pin which with chamfered end. It is tubular in shape and is slotted the full length of the tube. The pin is inserted with hand tools and is compressed as it is driven into place. Pressure exerted by the roll pin against a whole wall keeps it in place until deliberately removed with a drift punch or a pin punch. Safety wiring. Safety wiring is the most positive and satisfactory method of shifting cap, screw, studs, nut, bolt head, and turnbuckles, barrels, which cannot be satisfied by any other practical means. It is a method of wiring together two or more units in such a manner that any tendency of one to loosen in contracted by the tightening of the wire. Nut, bolt, and screw. Nuts, bolt, and screw are safety wired by the single wire or double twisted method. The double twisted method is the most common method of safety wiring. The single wire method may be used in or a small screw in a closely spaced closed geometrically pattern on part in electrical system and in place that are extremely difficult to reach. Safety wiring should always be per conventional method or as required by the manufacturer, especially for light spot aircraft LSA. देन आते हैं हम लोग ऑयल कैप्स, ड्रेन कॉक्स एंड valves में. These units are safety wired as shown in figure 773. In the case the oil cap, the wire is anchored to an adjacent filter head screw. This system applies to any other unit that must be safety wired individually. Ordinarily, anchorage lips are conventional located near these individual parts. When such provision is not made, the safety wire is fastened to some adjacent part of the assembly electrical connector. Under conditions of severe vibration, the coupling nuts of a connector may vibrate loose, and with sufficient vibration, the connector may come apart. When this occurs, the circuit carried by the cable open. सर्किट की वजह से ओपन हुआ केबल. द प्रॉपर प्रोटेक्टिव मेजर to prevent this occurrence is by safety wiring as shown in 774. The safety wires should be as short as practicable and must be installed in such a manner that the pull on the wire is in direction to tighten the nut on the plug. Next आता है turnbuckles. After a turnbuckle has been properly adjusted, it must be safe tied. There are several methods of shifting turnbuckles. However, two methods are discussed in this section. The methods are illustrated in this. The clip locking method is used only on the modern aircraft. The older type aircraft still use the turnbuckle that require the wire wrapping method. Double wrap method. Of the method use safety wires for shifting turnbuckles. The double wrap method is preferred, although the single wrap method discover satisfactory. Then आता है single wrap method. The single wrap shifting method described in the following paragraph are acceptable but are not the equal of the double wrap method. External type snap ring with safety wire installation. ये आगे ये लास्ट में. General safety wiring rules. When using safety wire method of shifting, the following general rules should be followed. Pigtail of 1/4 to 1/2 inch, 3 to 6 twist should be made at the end of the wire. The pigtail must be bent back or under to prevent it from becoming a snake. The safety wire must be new upon each application where castellated nuts are to be secured with safety wires. Tighten the nut to the low side of the selected torque range unless otherwise specified, and if necessary continue tightening until a slot align with the holes. All safety wire must be tight after installation but not under such tension that normal handling or vibration break the wire. The wire must be applied so that all pull exerted by the wire tends to tighten the nut. Twist should be tighten and even and the wire between the nuts as taut as possible without over twisting. The safety wire should always be installed and twisted so that the loop around the head stay down and does not tend to come up over the bolt head causing a slack loop. नेक्स्ट आता है क्वार्टर पिन सेफ्टी. Quarter pin installation is shown in figure 7.777. Castle nut are used with bolts that have been drilled for quarter pins. The quarter pin should fit neatly into the hole with very little side play. The following general rules apply to quarter pin safety. The prong bend over the bolt and should not extend beyond the bolt diameter. The prong bent down should not resist against the surface of the washer. If the optional wrap around method is used, the prong should not extend outward from the side of the nut. All prongs should be bent over a reasonable radius. Sharp angle bend invite breakage. Tapping lightly with a mallet is the best method of bending the prongs. Last हम लोग का snap rings. A snap rings is a ring of metal, either round or flat in cross section, which is tempered to have spring-like action. This spring-like action holds the snap ring firmly seated in a groove. The external type are designed to fit in a groove around the outside of a shaft or cylinder and may be safety wired. Safety wiring of an external type snap is shown figure 7.78. This is the snap ring. The internal types fit in groove inside a cylinder are never safe tied. A special type of plier is designed to install each type of snap ring. Snap ring can be reused as long as they retain their shape and spring-like action.